Hi everyone, so please do excuse any noise in the background from the building work next door. It's been generally quite quiet today. It was really noisy yesterday, so I couldn't film, but thank goodness a lot of that's going to change soon. Let's have a look. Let's just zoom you in, sort this out. Sorry, just want to adjust the brightness. I should really do this manually on my camera, but okay, let me just start by saying that I am so thankful for every single one of you. It really fills my heart to be able to come out to the cabin, to be able to talk to you, even though we're not face to face. I know each and every one of you who is watching this by name, and it really reassures me and makes me feel so much less alone right now. So yeah, I've been feeling, I would sit in front of the camera and talk and do this bit, but it would mean a lot of time setting it up, and I'm currently packing and getting ready to go to leave this week, as you all know what's going on. So I just really wanted to start off just by having a little chat first before I introduce you to what we're going to be talking about. I mean, I just can't wait to dive into all of this. Honestly, I'm so excited about all of it. But I just really want to thank you and say that your support, particularly for August, means so much, because it allows me to be able to take that leap of faith and to go to my sisters and to be able to just sort out my life, basically. Hang on, I'm just going to put some tape down so that I can see. So I want to give myself loads of room today because I've got lots to share. So this video is going to be full of ideas and inspiration for you. So it's going to be a nice, easy watch. And then I will be doing a tutorial on what I'm going to be talking about as well. So look out for that. But yeah, I just want to start off by saying that obviously this past week has been really tough. I haven't really been able to, well, I have to be careful what I say and how loud I talk right now, because obviously the workmen are in the garden next door. I don't have any privacy at all, unless I go out and take this outside on a vlog. But we've got torrential rain, I mean really bad torrential rain, and it will just wreck my camera. I will not be able to film out in it. So I'm just going to say it now, might as well, you know, come out here and talk to you, and just thank you again, you know, for your support. And as difficult as this time is, and yeah, as difficult as it is, I'm also starting to feel really excited about the possibilities of being free to create. And I know that sounds really crazy, but we're going to be talking for the crystal group, crystal circle, we're going to be talking about crystal work, grid work, sorry. And it's a new thing, new to you, I'm sure, that I'll be introducing, and it's very powerful, yet it's something that I can't do at home because of the nature of my husband's beliefs and everything like that, and how he's been really upset. And I mean, I don't know really how much to share, how much is appropriate to share. And this video is unlisted. I mean, it's going to just be shared with you guys. So, but at the end of the day, I do see a lot of covert narcissism going on. And because I've been able to name it, and because I've been able to identify it, I'm now seeing all the patterns and all the energies and why they've made me feel the way that I have. So I feel like I've had my freedoms being taken away from me, freedom to create. So, you know, I really love these creations that I make, these circles, and I want to, you know, go even further with them. I mean, I want to frame them, and I get excited about it. But even coming out to my cabin, it's very restricted still, because I have that energy surrounding me. It's like a cloud, a really dark cloud around me all the time, and it kills creativity. And the spiritual aspect of my work is absolutely itching to come out. It's just like, it's bursting to come out, you know. It's right there on my chest. I feel it, and there's so much that I want to do and to express and to be able to help other people, but I can't because of the nature of my home life. So for the next week or so, I'm hoping a couple of weeks, I'll be going away to my sister's. Some of you would have seen the photo of her lovely house. And it's not just one house. Well, it is one house, but there's an annex. That's why there's 2 doors at the front. And I'll be staying in the annex, so I'm free to be able to create. It's like a cottage within a cottage. And I'll be free to create. I'll have a balcony I'll be able to sit out on. And it'll be a time of being able to heal. So yeah, and so much creativity. And I'll be working with her company. She produces food grade art products, art supplies, paints, wood stains, mainly for children, but these are the scope is so much more than that. She created some watercolors, so I'd be really excited to sort of like work with her while I'm down there. And yeah, I'll stop now because I don't want to go on, because I don't know, this might be boring for you, and I'll dive straight into what we're going to be talking about in this video. But I just wanted to sort of like say that next month is going to be creatively very different and much more expansive, more creative, and I want to share that journey with you because there's so much that I want to do. So my crystal grid work, I'll be able to take this with me and work with this freely. You know, I'll be able to do so much stuff, and I won't have to hide it from my husband, you know. So anyway, without further ado, let me just, so I'll put the crystal grid work to one side for now. Let me just talk about why I have this Angel Bible book. So for at least the past month, and this will hopefully help a lot of you, or will resonate with a lot of you. For the longest time now, all my life I've been guided, very strongly guided, and I haven't really done any research into angels at all. And but because of the nature of my situation and how strongly I've been guided and how many signs and synchronicities I've got, to such a degree that it's like all of that has become my reality. It's become it's the most clearest way that I believe that an angel or a guide can take your hand and walk with you. And I'm experiencing that in my life right now. And for example, let me just share something that happened the other day. So I went to the beach, and when we got back, we had to stop off to get some tea. And I still had sand in my shoes because I took my shoes off on the beach and walked in the water, you know, had a little paddle and collected some wish stones. And when I got back, when we went to the shops, I had sand in my shoes. And as I wasn't in the shop for more than a couple of minutes, and a song came on, and it was by Dido, and it was I Still Have Sand in My Shoes. And I was like, oh my goodness, I have sand in my shoes. This is like, it's things like that, but all the time. So a couple of weeks ago, I decided to get this Angel Bible because it focuses on so much more than just angels, but it focuses on Kabbalah, colours, meditations, visions, healing, crystals, essential oils, astrology, and how angels tie in with that. And I really felt like, because of the journey that I'm on, I want to learn more about them. And this series of books is extremely good. I think they're amazing. Very well put together, very clear, easy to understand. And yeah, just fantastic source of information. And the other day as well, I'm not really always, well, I say I'm not, I probably am actually, because feathers really speak to me actually. But when I went for a walk the other day, I saw this feather that was following me and chasing me, so I picked it up, and then I looked up, and then I saw these big numbers on a post, 1111. So 1111 speak to me, and it was right at that culmination, that time, and it was like that really spoke to me. So yeah, it talks about feathers here. So I picked up this book, and then in the index I looked up healing, because that's part of my journey. I'm healing from whole bunch of stuff from what's been going on. Oh, iolite. Let me just have a look at that. 3103. That's the iolite is my crystal that I've been wearing for my independence. Hang on. That's really interesting. Sorry, I'm just sort of like, did I actually, I marked the page that I need, but I didn't realise this was in here, so I'm going to read about that. Yeah, iolite is, oh, here you go. Yeah, look, emotionally releases discord and codependency. So that's why I'm wearing it for my independence. Wow, that's amazing. Right, so yeah, I'm going to read that later. But I turned to this and I looked up about healing, and I found out the angel Raphael is has to do with healing. But hang on a second. When I right, that's not the page, but when I looked up about healing, H-I Raphael J-K L-M-N-O-P-Q-R, sorry, hang on a second. Raphael, sorry, I'm getting really distracted. Okay, stop getting distracted. Right, okay, 111. Amazing that it's on that page number. I'm telling you, it's all the time. So I looked up Raphael because he's the angel of healing. And if you'd watched my other video when I was decorating my journal and I was explaining, I'll tell you, I'll go into that in a second. I was explaining something. This is going to make more sense in a minute. But I was reading this and it says, so obviously Archangel Raphael is the colour green. And I think so green is a colour of nature and sits exactly in the middle of the colour spectrum. It equalises, calms and relaxes, encourages personal growth by bringing harmony, keeps mental and physical energy dynamically balanced, releases painful, tensed up processes. It is attuned to nature and the Devic kingdoms and is the ray of the great healers and healing. The green rays used to heal tension. Right, so, okay. So all this is to do with healing. And there was another page I was reading about it, and it's about visualizing in the meditation. And I don't know if it was actually this one or not. And you have to picture a green ball. Yeah. Begin to form this energy into a sphere and visualize it as emerald green in color. Well, I was like, oh my goodness, no way. Because do you remember when I was painting this here, this circle, and it was in green, lots of different greens, and I was like, I don't know why I went for that color. I even said it in the video. I don't know why I was drawn to this. And I was going to do some writing on here, but it's really funny because it didn't make sense to me at the time why I went for these colors, why I was drawn to these, but I knew I had to do a sphere. I knew I had to do a circle in here. And for the most part, what is going to happen in this journal that I now believe is that because circles represent so many things, so for example in this meditation, visualizing a ball, a sphere, you know, and then also you've got the vortex in the Abraham Hicks teaching, then all the other like stone circles, all the other things that circles represent, I want those to be incorporated, all those spiritual aspects to be incorporated into my paintings. So now I know that this that I've drawn was kind of in a prophetic sort of way about my healing, or subconsciously, you know, this was in my subconscious, but I painted it, and it's all to do with my healing, you know, that subconscious need and desire, and like I'm healing myself. And I believe that through my art and in the future that my work will be healing to other people. And that is what I truly believe. And all my life I've believed that in some way or form that something that I'll do will involve healing people, you know. And so it was amazing that the first painting in here is this, and I have an affirmation, so I'm going to write it on here somewhere. I don't feel like I want to write it on the actual sphere itself in this case, but I will write it below. And then I'll probably write something in the back here about why I did that. But then it was funny as well that I wanted green here as well. So healing is definitely on the forefront of my goal at the moment, you know. And so yeah, I'm in that period of that pivotal moment of change and healing. So when you're doing your artwork, if you want to do it in a sense that it's very deeply spiritual to you and healing and whatever it is, and it ties in perfectly with this, by the way, do a little bit of research on colours and what they represent. And if you want to, I mean, these books are really cheap in the works, they're like £5. So if you like collect books like this, and there is a section in here on colours as well, so you could do a study on colour, but then you can also do a study in your chosen area. So for example, with angels and colours, 100. So just the numbers right now are just so funny. So let's see here, 100. Yeah, so it's talking about obviously chakras as well, angels of the rays, and then it obviously goes into all the angel colours, loads of them there, colours from the natural environment, meditation on nature's use of colours. I mean, the scope of it is phenomenal. Meditation on the sun and moon harmony. I love it all. See, all this stuff I really want to do freely, and for the next couple of weeks, because I'm going to be able to do that, I feel like my creativity is going to skyrocket, you know, it's going to soar. So I want to do more about that. I want to do more videos about the circles, about how they can be very healing, but obviously I'm applying it to myself first. So that's a little sort of like glimpse into another aspect that we're going to be focusing on. So think of things in your life that you want to work on, because this is going to tie very much into what I'm going to be talking about here now. Right, so if you're in the crystal circle, we're going to be doing something really interesting and really powerful, actually, because I did do this in my old house. It did cause a little bit of trouble with my husband, but I was absolutely desperate at the time, and it was shortly after I did the crystal grid work that we moved. And I do believe that it had more than this, but this was a very powerful thing that I want to look more into. And it's all based on the power of an energy in crystals and the energy in sacred geometry. Now, sacred geometry, I'll do a link below for you, but if you Google about it, there's so much online about sacred geometry. And basically it talks about how sacred geometry is found everywhere, you know, in creation. So, right, I don't really want to go too deeply into that right now, but so what we're going to do is we're going to work on the affirmations. You are the power. I love that so much. Setting intentions and crystal grid work, how that comes together. But what I'm going to be doing, what I'm going to be incorporating into this and putting my own spin on it, is using sacred geometry and crystal grid work on circles. And we will create our own personalized circle with the colors that that are speaking to us, that are relevant to us at the time. And so we'll create our own circle, and then we'll pick a geometric shape that will go in line with the intention that we're setting. And we can do this as a challenge. We can all do this together if you want. You know, you don't have to do it, you know, but this is something very powerful that, again, the scope of this, there's so much, you know. So what we want to do is we want to set our intention and do a little bit of study on colour that's linked with that intention. And right, let me just explain more about this and make sure you're in shot. Okay. Yeah, it should be right. See, yeah. Okay. Right. There are obviously different crystal groups, and they're grouped into how they're develop the structures of the crystals, for example. Just ignore this for the moment. Well, the shapes here, these are the structures that the crystals are made from. And I have done a post on this. I'm going to see if I can grab the link for you and link it below. But below in Patreon, not below this video on YouTube, you know. So basically, we know the molecular makeup of various types of crystals, because obviously, you know, scientific research, they look into the structure and molecular build-up and everything. So they categorize crystals in their different molecular structures. Again, I have posted something on that. But when it comes to crystal grids, they use 6 categories of crystals, and these are obviously, again, the crystal energy lattices, and they've named them as seeker crystal, attractor crystal, enhancer crystal, guardian crystals, barrier crystals, dispeller crystals. And because of these groups, we know which crystals to use for which grid. It talks about cleansing your crystals. Now, see, I haven't really got these in order actually, but it doesn't matter. Right, so seeker crystals, so this is about manifesting goals and desires. A seeker crystal is, it has a hexagonal shape when broken, you know, when you break it down, and it consists of triangular or pointed patterns. Now, this is a tumbled piece of rose quartz, so you can't really see the structure of it, you know, when it's being tumbled. You can see the structure more of a crystal when it's in its raw form. So examples of a seeker crystal would be amethyst, aquamarine, aventurine, ruby, sapphire, tiger's eye. Tiger's eye was one that a crystal that you got last month if you were in the crystal circle last month. So you have a seeker crystal. And so your seeker crystal is basically, these are crystals that help us to find and attract the new. Okay. Then you have an attractor crystal. It's sort of like becoming a magnet for our desires, attracting miracles. And these are the tetragonal crystal system, which is this one here. And an example of that is this. This is an apophyllite. And in fact, they usually take the top part here. It's a very, very high vibrational energy crystal. And they use it with, I think, the crown chakra work. It's a beautiful, beautiful crystal. This is a lovely, lovely piece. So yeah, and this is it's similar to the seeker and offers us the energy to go out and find out what we want. The attractor offers a magnetic energy that helps us to draw in our desires. So that's your attractor. You've got, you could probably Google all these actually, but I can write them in another post for you. Okay, so the next one is an enhancer crystal. This is a lovely piece of peacock ore. This colour is natural. It's beautiful. So these are, they consist of perfectly symmetrical cubes. Yeah. Which you can't really see in this, but you can see it very, very well in pyrites, because obviously the pyrite come in these perfectly formed cubes. So yeah, this is a peacock ore, and yeah, so these crystals offer an energy that urges us to improve on our current strengths, assets and positive circumstances, helping us to harvest more of the good that already exists in our lives. Next, we have guardian crystals, maintaining current circumstances and protecting. So this is very powerful when paired with an enhancers. Guardian crystals are intended to magnify what we already have when combined on a grid. Guardians and enhancers will work together to protect and improve our current circumstances. So I'm pretty sure that these will be on protective. In fact, I was going to, right, so yeah, hang on a second. What one? Let me show you. I have this one. This is selenite. Hang on. And this is rose, hang on, desert rose, sorry. It's a form of selenite, and this is created by, because selenite is quite soft, and this is rolled around in a desert winds, and the sand, which is still between the cracks in here, forms these beautiful like I say structures, but you know, beautiful formation of the crystal. And these are used, so yeah, so these will be more protective. So that's that one, protective grids, I'm sure. Then you have your barrier. So this again, protective, similar to the guardian crystal. Barrier crystals are also used on a grid for the purpose of protection. However, barriers are a little different in that they are intended to shield us from what we do not have and what we do not want. From what we do not have, do not want. While the guardians are focused on protecting and maintaining what we already have. Okay, yeah. These contain a just trying to see which. So this moonstone. This is a really big piece of moonstone. I believe some of you, if you were in a crystal circle a few months ago, you would have received a piece of moonstone, probably the white kind, I think. So yeah, this is a triclinic crystal structure. The energy lattice of a barrier does not contain any right angles. Instead, barriers are formed across all directions of their internal shapes, making them extremely powerful stones for protection. That's your barrier. And finally, we have dispeller. So eliminating unwanted circumstances and restoring harmony. This is celestite. It's a beautiful, beautiful stone. They come tumbled as well. So it's the example here, raw and tumbled. The tumbled are very blue, really beautiful. Forming under the orthorhombic system, dispellers have an internal molecular structure that appears in the shape of diamonds. These diamonds consist of multiple outward facing points. So yeah, dispelling, helpful in directing energy, negative energy away from us, from its source, us. Allow the energy of a dispeller to help restore a sense of harmony and balance in your life. So this will be something that I'll be using when I go away. Yeah, oh, iolite again. So, which is actually number 4 here. I have a couple of pieces of iolite. Right, so the grids themselves. You have different grid formations. These are the ones they look at in this book. So an example of grid formations are the flower of life here. You've had the circle, the spiral, the triangle, Star of David, the cross, square. There's so many. And a lot of these can be found in structures of plants. If you have a look. So, for example, she says here, our universe is made up of shapes that can be found repeated in various natural formations. When broken down to their finest components, a geometrical shape is merely a pattern repeated in harmonious proportions. It is with the use of these sacred shapes that humankind has been able to build impressive historical structures. The ancient Greeks and Egyptians used these patterns to build tombs and temples that stand to this day, and we can use the very same patterns too. Now, we're going to talk about how to build a crystal grid, and this is going to be something that we're going to be doing for next month as well. We're going to set our intentions, then choose a shape, select your stones. Now, you might not think you have all the stones, but if you prepare this, you can then set about getting your stones in a very cheap way, actually, because you just want usually one main big stone and then lots of little ones, which can be bought cheaply together, if that makes sense, because they're small tumbled. That's all you need, you know. Then you're going to make it personal, so you decorate it with items that inspire you, including objects like jewellery, feathers, shells or plants. We are going to make it personal doing that and the circles as well. Then we choose placement and location. So you have to choose a location that best suits the intention for your grid. For example, if you want romance, you put it in your bedroom. For success, put it in an office, something like that anyway. And then you prepare your crystals, and we have done whole like blog posts and stuff on that, and that's about your cleansing and recharging. And then you place and activate it, and we're going to be working on that. We are obviously going to be doing this in a very unique way to what, you know, this teaches and what other people teach. We're going to add an added element. We're going to do colour. And then it tells you about, so we have how to lay it. Basically, you have your focus stone, which is there, and then you have your way stones, which are normally like tumble stones. They only have to be small little pieces, really. And what a waystone is, it's basically they're arranged around a focus stone and they create a pathway towards your end result. When choosing your waystone, ask yourself, how am I going to get there? This is a really good, I'm so excited. Oh my goodness, so excited about this. This would be brilliant to work with tarot or oracle cards as well. Oh my goodness. So, you know, ask yourself, how am I going to get there? Will it be by way of courage, clear communication, self-love? Knowing the answers will help you to choose the most useful waystones. This is amazing. This is such a good way to get to know your crystals. It's exciting. It doesn't have to be overwhelming, though it can feel overwhelming. But it's just a powerful way to get to know your crystals and how to work with them and everything. So I'm excited about this. I'm just like obviously disappointed that I haven't been able to work with it at home, but now that I'm going away, I can obviously dive into this. I'm like really excited. And then you have your desire stone, typically consisting of tumbled stones or points arranged. So these are points here, you know, the pointy, sort of like quartz. These are quartz, these ones here. And these are amethyst here. So yeah, add clear quartz freely throughout your grids to enhance the energy of the other crystals. Desire stone. The desire stone is the one most closely associated with your goal. When choosing your desire stone, simply ask yourself, what do I desire? Is it financial? If it is, you would choose a stone associated with that, which would be normally citrine, but there are so many others as well. Self-confidence, romance. So self-confidence, you could use iolite. The answer will help you decide on the perfect fit. All right, so there's that. And then you have make it personal. So collect flowers, lots of natural objects, photographs, jewelry, I love this so much, so creative. It really is. They're so beautiful. And it's, you know, when you buy yourself flowers, this sort of like is that, but ramped up big time. And then we have the different grids. Now, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be creating these grids on acetate rather than on cardboard or whatever it's normally printed on. And that's obviously to incorporate the circles that we're going to be painting. And we're going to be discussing all of this. So have a think about what it is that you want to, your intention, what you would like to focus on, you know. Have a little bit of a think about that, because this is going to be a fantastic way of journaling as well. So it incorporates art, it incorporates journaling, it can incorporate your oracle cards or tarot if you're into that, all sorts of things. It's so much fun and yet extremely powerful at the same time. It incorporates intention setting, goal setting, all of these sorts of things. And I know from experience that when I had mine in my old house just before we moved, it was so powerful to look at when I woke up first thing in the morning. Ooh, the wind's just picked up. So I'll just check it's still recording because I've been talking for ages. Yeah, right, okay. So I really hope this was really an informative video. But what I really want you to work on now is to have a little bit of a think. Maybe I should have said you should take notes before this video began, because there's so much information, but I will be incorporating it into another post. But this is really exciting, and have a think about your goals, your dreams, intentions, all that sort of thing. If you don't have it, you might just want protection in your home, you might want to attract more money, romance, any of those sorts of things. Self-confidence, yeah. So next month in the Crystal Circle, I have an idea. I'm not only going to be sending you your crystal, there's something else I want to do as well. I had a little bit of an idea, and we're going to be doing that next month, and as well as this. And I'm not going to give it away or spoil the surprise, but it's something to do with something you want to work on in your own life, if it's healing or attracting something, or it's always going to be to do with dreams, intentions and stuff like that. But I won't go into it now, because it's like a little bit of a bonus for next month. and it's something that we can do together. And so if you imagine, like, obviously we call the crystal circle, it's almost like we're going to work on something that very personal to you, so you don't have to share it, but in spirit we'll all be sort of holding hands together and either letting go of something or putting out something that we want to attract, basically, or maybe just for protection. Anything, it could be anything. And yeah, so that's what we're going to be doing next month. I've got another idea associated with that as well, which I can't wait to do, but I don't want to give away all the surprises that I have for next month. And the good thing is I'm going to be able to have the space to be able to do these things as well. So yeah, okay, so I'm not going to go on for too much longer. So have a little bit of a think of your intentions and your desires and your dreams and your goals. And also I want to be doing another video on, obviously, this. I'm going to be carrying on with creating my art in here, my intentions, goals, dreams, all that sort of thing in here, how I'm adding everything, and journaling and stuff like that. Now this is going to be coming with me. It's going to have so many more personal things in here, but I can't wait to share it all with you. Again, thank you so much for your support. It not only means a lot, but it really, really is helping me get through this difficult time right now. So yeah, if you have any questions, again, just leave them below and I will get back to you as soon as I can. And until the next video, take care. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you. Bye.